Hey, what's up you guys, it's Ruthie and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to go into chapter 50 of Lost by James Patterson, so let's get right into this video. This video may contain sensitive topics and foul language. If you do not wish to continue, I suggest you click, off the video now. You have been warned. Austin, Belgium. Hannah Greasy had spent a lot of time on this load. Minors tended to listen well, but this group was mixed ages. Hannah had a few teenagers, several Eastern European women, and 2 Indian men. The total count was 23. Earlier at her office, Hannah had supervised as one of her workers sewed the 5 blood diamonds Hannah intended to sell in the United States into a red Everest backpack. She had already secured the tracking device in a pocket of the bag and had sewn that pocket shut. The woman had held up the backpack for inspection. Hannah ran her hands over the strap where the diamonds were hidden. Aside from a few bumps, there was no way to tell anything was concealed inside. She touched the pocket holding the tracker. "It's bigger than I remembered." Albert said, "It's the same as the one I stuck on Marie Meyer's car. I added a second battery pack so it will work on low setting for almost 20 days. Why is there a low and a high setting? It has to do with how strong the signal is. We're losing some strength, but gaining many extra days of use. I didn't think you wanted to trust our cargo to switch out batteries halfway through the trip." Satisfied with a part of her plan, Hannah had to firm up the details that would mean the difference between earning €500,000 or hiding from the Russians for the rest of her life. Hannah had noticed surveillance at the port of Rotterdam. She started looking at alternative ports. She finally settled on Ostend, Belgium, near Bruges. Her brother had put her in touch with the first mate of the Scandinavian Queen, a mid-sized fighter that operated under a Danish flag. Now Hannah was meeting the first mate at the bar in Ostend. The place didn't even have a name. It was just the bar near the port. The bare concrete floor showed stains of old fights. Other stains represented where patrons had puked up the thick Belgian beer. She looked across the table at the tall, weather-beaten first mate. "My brother says you're reliable and will make sure everyone arrives safely," she said. The 50-year-old sailor nodded, then took another giant gulp of beer from an oversized mug. Albert had told her the man had been on the ship for the past 7 years. "For what I'm paying you, I expect reliability," Hannah added. "I should probably expect more than that for the cost." The sailor put down his mug and looked across the table at her. "You came to me, not the other way around. I know Albert and trust him, so I agreed, but taking shit from a skirt is not part of the price tag." He seemed to think that he'd put her in her place, which bothered Hannah. She chose her next actions carefully. She stood up from the table and marched away. With every step, she expected the first mate to call out and stop her. She paused ever so slightly at the door, lifting her hand to the knob slowly. Still silence. She stepped through the doorway into the evening air of Ostend. A cool breeze blew from the water. She couldn't have people she paid talking to her like that. She'd have to find another way to move the load. The specially built storage container she bought had already been moved to a facility just outside the port, and the plan was easy. Just before the ship was set to sail, she would have her cargo loaded. The extra-large container with 4 air vents and a small toilet built into one corner could be used over and over. Apparently, the container would now have to be on a different ship. As she reached her car, Hannah heard a man say, "Hold on." It was a sailor. She opened the car door as if she hadn't heard him. He raised his voice. "Perhaps I was a bit too blunt." Hannah glanced at him. "Too stupid is more like it." The man looked sheepish. Finally, he said, "I'll do it. I can check on the container every day and bring them extra food. If I do it late enough when most of the crew is asleep, I can even let them out onto the deck." Hannah thought about it and then said, "No, I'll hire someone else." She slid into the car. The sailor stepped closer and said, "Come on, I'll do a great job." Hannah said, "For half the money." "You mean half the money up front?" "No, nothing up front and half of our original price. When the load arrives safely, that's my only offer now. Consider it a tax on being reactionary and sexist." The man stood there, mulling over the offer. Finally, he said, "Damn, I thought your brother was the tough one." That is the end of this chapter. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.